Stop saying grazie all the time. Personalize your gratitude with these 28 equally popular phrases to use instead. Andiamo! Saying grazie isn't the only way to say thank you in Italian. In fact, there are 28 equally popular terms and phrases that locals use to say thank you in Italian that will expand your vocabulary and make you sound more natural and Italiano. Also, did you know that you're probably pronouncing grazie wrong? I'll show you how to say it properly in this lesson. More on that later. To continue your learning and to help you practice, make sure you download your free PDF cheat sheet for this lesson, which you'll find a link to in the description below this video. Okay, let's address the elephant in the room. The most common way to say thank you in Italian is
Grazie.
grazie. This word is so common that people who have never learned Italian recognize it, and it is one of the first things you learn when you start learning Italian. Saying grazie is the same as saying thanks in English, and it can be used in practically any formal and informal situation, no matter who you are talking to. A family member, a barista at a coffee shop, an elderly stranger, or your boss. It is used in the same form whether you were talking to a man or a woman, one person or many people. Grazie is the most common reply you'll hear in everyday interactions. For example,
Ecco il tuo caffè. Grazie.
here is your coffee. Thanks. Another example includes,
Ti porto da bere? Sì, grazie.
can I get you a drink? Yes, please. Attenzione, be careful. Many foreigners and beginner students of Italian tend to confuse grazie with grazia. Now, while these are two forms of the same word, only one of them can be used to say thank you in Italian. Grazia means grace in Italian, and grazie with an E on the end is the plural form of grazia. At some point in history, the plural form also became the standard polite expression to express gratitude. Now, even if you are grateful for one thing, you can only express it with grazie, not grazia. Grazie is not always translated as thanks or thank you. While in English we say yes please, the Italian equivalent is
Sì, grazie.
yes, thank you. Grazie is also used when you refuse something. For example,
Vorresti un altro bicchiere di vino?
would you like another glass of wine?
Sì, grazie.
Yes, please.
No, grazie.
No, thank you. Okay, let's take a look at the first phrase that Italians use to say thank you.
Grazie mille. Mille grazie.
These two expressions literally mean 1,000 thanks and are the most common way to say thank you very much in Italian. Mille looks like the word million, and the equivalent English idiom is in fact thanks a million. However, mille means 1,000 in Italian. Here's an example.
Grazie mille per il vino. Era buonissimo.
Thank you very much for the wine. It was delicious. Similar to English, it can be said with a sarcastic or an irritated tone to express annoyance. For example,
Grazie mille per aver lavato i piatti.
thank you very much for washing the dishes. You say this when clearly the dishes have remained unwashed. The next phrase to say thank you in Italian is
Molte grazie.
it literally translates to many thanks. This expression is a little less emphatic compared to mille grazie, or a bit more informal. However, it is still a very popular way of saying thank you very much in Italian. Here's an example.
Molte grazie per il tuo aiuto.
Thank you very much for your help. The next phrase is
Tante grazie.
tante grazie means thanks a lot. Tante means many or a lot of in Italian and is quite similar to the previous two examples we've seen. Take a look at this example.
Tante grazie per la tua lettera.
Thank you very much for your letter. However, unlike grazie mille, changing the word order in this case changes the meaning. Grazie tante is used in a sarcastic or an ironic way, kind of like saying thanks for nothing in English. Take a look at this example.
Grazie tante per avermi pestato il piede.
Thanks a lot for stepping on my foot. The next phrase to say thank you in Italian is
Grazie infinite.
Is your gratitude infinite? Then the expression grazie infinite is definitely for you. It literally means infinite thanks. It's a bit more flowery than grazie mille and can sound slightly over the top in a casual chat with family or friends. However, it is a good way to express deep gratitude and strong emotion, so don't ignore it. Take a look at this example.
Grazie infinite per avermi aiutato.
Thank you so much for helping me. The next phrase is
Grazie di cuore.
Grazie di cuore. Now this is similar to grazie infinite, as grazie di cuore is another way to express a sincere and emotional gratitude towards someone. It literally means thanks of the heart, but means thank you with all my heart. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, or my heartfelt thanks. Take a look at this example.
Grazie di cuore per questa bella serata.
My heartfelt thanks for this wonderful evening. The next phrase is
Grazie assai.
Now, depending on the context, assai can mean enough or very. The expression grazie assai is more colloquial and is primarily used to say thank you very much in the southern regions of Italy, including Campania, Lazio, and Sicily. Take a look at this example.
Grazie assai per il regalo.
Thank you so much for the present. The next phrase to say thank you in Italian is
Grazie davvero.
Translated into English, grazie davvero means something like thank you, I really mean it. And it is another way of expressing your sincere gratitude in Italian. Take a look at this example.
Grazie davvero di essere qui per il nostro matrimonio.
Thank you so much for being here for our wedding. The next phrase Italians use is
Ti, la, vi ringrazio tanto.
Ringraziare is the Italian verb meaning to thank, and it is used as a direct object pronoun to specify who we are thanking. Ti is the informal singular, la is the formal singular, and vi is the plural, which is used to thank more than one person, and this is used in both formal and informal situations. To stress even more how grateful you are, you can add tanto or molto, meaning a lot, to the expression. Take a look at this example.
La ringrazio molto per il suo consiglio, signor giudice.
Thank you very much for your advice, Your Honour. The next phrase Italians use to say thank you is
I miei ringraziamenti.
This means all my gratitude or my thanks. Now, the next few phrases we're going to look at can be used for specific situations. Take a look at the first one.
Porgo i miei più sinceri ringraziamenti.
I offer my sincerest thanks.
È molto gentile da parte tua.
That's very kind of you.
Grazie di tutto.
Thank you for everything.
Lo apprezzo tanto.
I really appreciate it.
Grazie dal più profondo del cuore.
My deepest thanks, or thanks from the bottom of my heart.
Grazie di nuovo.
Thanks again.
Grazie ancora.
Thanks again.
Grazie rinnovate.
Thanks again. Now this literally means renewed thanks.
Le sono molto grato. Ti sono molto grato.
Here we can choose to say in a formal or an informal context, and it means I'm very grateful to you. The next phrase is
Non ho parole per ringraziarti. Non ho parole per ringraziarla.
I don't know how to thank you. Literally, I don't have the words to thank you. The next phrase is
Grazie un sacco.
Sacco means bag in Italian, but it is often also used idiomatically to mean a lot. So you can say grazie un sacco to say thanks a lot in an informal situation, similar to saying thanks a bunch in English. The next phrase is
Sei un angelo. Sei un tesoro.
You're an angel, you're a treasure. This is a great expression to use with children and loved ones. The next phrase is
Ti devo un favore.
I owe you a favour.
A buon rendere.
I owe you one. I'll return the favour. And if someone went above and beyond, you might want to say
Hai fatto davvero tanto.
You really did a lot for me.
Ti facevi davvero in quattro per me.
You really went out of your way for me. You really bent over backwards for me. To sign off a letter or a card, you might say.
Cordialmente grazie.
Cordial thanks, warm thanks. For example,
Signor Presidente, grazie cordialmente per il suo tempo.
President, thank you very much for your time.
Sinceramente grazie.
Sincere thanks, or thank you sincerely.
La ringrazio in anticipo. Ti ringrazio in anticipo.
Thank you in advance. Here we have the formal and the informal versions. This expression and the two previous ones are commonly used when signing off a letter in Italian. Now, using any of these phrases can help you spice up your Italian and express your gratitude in a variety of unique and original ways. Attenzione! Be careful how you use them, as many of the more emotive phrases would sound somewhat silly in a casual setting. Now let's take a look at how to pronounce grazie properly. Now, the E at the end of words is silent in the English language. However, in Italian, it has to be pronounced. For example, grazie is not pronounced grazie or grassi, which means fat in Italian. And it is not a good way to win people over. Now, it is pronounced grazie. That E at the end of grazie is not stressed and not very loud, but it is there. It sounds like e at the end of the word. Now, this is important to remember when pronouncing other words as well, including mille, infinite, cuore, molte, tante. The E at the end of all these words must be pronounced if you want to speak Italian correctly and be understood. Now, skipping the E at the end of these words is one of the common mistakes that English speakers make when learning to speak Italian. It's an important one to be aware of, so be careful. To learn more about mistakes that students of Italian make, watch this video here. Now, to continue your learning and to help you practice these phrases, make sure you download your free PDF cheat sheet for this lesson, which you'll find a link to in the description below this video. To make sure you never miss a future lesson, hit the subscribe button and turn on those notifications. If you enjoyed this lesson, then you'll love Intrepid Italian, my series of online self-paced video courses that break down everything you need to know about Italian using my unique 80-20 method. Just visit intrepiditalian.com for more details. But wait, when someone says thank you to you, it is important to know how to respond. To learn how to say you're welcome in Italian, make sure you watch this video here. And if you've got a trip coming up to Italy, make sure you watch this video here to learn the most essential Italian travel phrases. A presto! Ciao!